discuss about the runway design. Okay, so in the runway design we will look into what is the basic runway length, and we will see also what are the different corrections to be applied for the basic runway length. We will solve a very important numerical. This is the most important topic from your computation point of view and from a numerical point of view also. And we will also discuss a brief about the Windrose diagram, how the orientation of aircraft or how the orientation of runway length and the aircraft location is decided. Okay, so the runway design. The first in the runway design we have the runway orientation. Orientation means what should be the direction, in which direction your airport should face. Okay, so what is the direction of orientation? The direction of theoretical north of your airport construction. Okay, so runway is usually oriented in the direction of prevailing wind. Okay, so as we know that wind component plays a very important role in the lifting and in the takeoff and the landing operation. It will also be very important for the runway operation of the aircraft. So the airport planning is usually done in the direction of prevailing wind direction. Okay, the headwind, that is the direction of wind opposite to the direction of landing and takeoff, provide the greater lift on the wing of the aircraft when it is taking off. So suppose if this is my aircraft, okay, so suppose this is my aircraft and this is moving in this direction, and the wind blowing opposite to the direction of movement of aircraft, that is the headwind component, means that component which is moving towards the head of the aircraft. Okay, so this is the head of the aircraft, so which is moving towards the head of the aircraft, so that wind component is known as your headwind component. And this wind component provide a greater lift. Suppose this is your wings, so this will flow over the wings and under the wings, and it will provide a greater lift to the aircraft during the takeoff operation. Okay, and at the same time it will support your landing operation. So this headwind component plays a very important role, and this runway is usually oriented along the in such a way that this headwind component act opposite to the direction of the movement of your aircraft. Okay, so this is about the runway orientation. Okay, so the runway orientation is basically done with the help of Windrose diagram. So what is this Windrose diagram? Let us see. The wind data, that is the direction, duration and intensity. So whenever we are collecting the data for the wind measurement, then what sort of detail we should collect? We should collect what is the direction of the wind, what is the duration of the wind, and what is the intensity or the speed with which the winds are blowing for a considerable period of time over a given location. So all these data will be collected, known as wind data. And these wind data are graphically represented by a diagram known as Windrose diagram. So all these graphical wind related data are plotted over the graph known as Windrose diagram, and this wind data should be collected for a period of at least 5 years. So 5-year data should be available for a given site, and preferably the 10-year data we prefer. And if the 10-year data is not available, then the minimum 5-year data should be available for a given site in order to select the runway orientation. Okay, now we are going to discuss what is this basic runway length. This is very important. This basic runway length is the length of runway under the following assumed condition. It is nothing but the length of runway, but under the given certain pre-assumed condition. So if all the conditions are fulfilled, then whatever the length of runway you are getting for the running of the aircraft in order to achieve the sufficient speed so as to have the greater lifting off during the takeoff operation. So whatever be the length of runway that must be available over the airport side, that under the following standard assumed condition, that runway length is known as your basic runway length. So let us see what are the standard condition under which we call the length of runway to be the basic runway length. The first is your airport altitude is to be at sea level. That means your airport should be situated at the mean sea level. The second is your temperature of the airport is standard, that is 15 degrees centigrade. Whatever be the temperature of surrounding, that should be 15 degrees centigrade. It neither be more than that and it should neither be less than that. The third is your runway is leveled in the longitudinal direction. Okay, so there should not be any ups and downs along the direction of movement of the aircraft. Your runway is perfectly leveled, it is perfectly horizontal along the longitudinal direction. No wind is blowing on the runway. Okay, so in the standard assumed condition we will assume that no wind is blowing along the runway. Okay, Fifth is your aircraft is loaded to its full loading capacity. Okay, so we will assume that our aircraft is loaded to the full loading capacity, including our cargo traffic plus the passenger traffic plus the self weight of the aircraft. So under this condition, our aircraft is loaded to its maximum capacity. Sixth is there is no wind blowing en route to the destination. En route to destination means while traveling from one place to another, whatever route we are taking or whatever route we are following, no wind is blowing along that designated route. Okay. The last is your en route temperature is a standard. Okay. So during your cruise time also, during your actual movement of aircraft also, so whatever path you are taking for your destination, the temperature, all the temperature along that path should remain standard, and that standard temperature is 15 degrees centigrade. There should not be any fluctuation in temperature during the movement of aircraft from one place to other. Okay, so the temperature should be standard. So if all these conditions are fulfilled, then whatever be the length of runway you will get, that runway length is known as your basic runway length. Okay. Now we all know that such conditions are not practically feasible because you cannot level your aircraft at the mean sea level there, because airport are mostly constructed along the land or the landlocked areas, and the land is practically at some place can be above the mean sea level, and at some place it can be below the mean sea level. So it is practically not feasible to have the airport site located exactly at the mean sea level. Also the temperature cannot be standard or cannot remain fixed at 15 degrees centigrade, though at some place the temperature can be 15 degrees centigrade, but not to all other places. Like in our Rajasthan, during the summer the temperature can rise to above 50 degrees centigrade, while in Kashmir and in northern areas, Himalaya region, during the winter season the temperature can go as minus 20 degrees centigrade. So there is large variation in the change in temperature. Okay, so such ideal conditions are very hard to find out, and that's why we need to do some modification over the basic runway length, and that actual length that we derived after correcting the basic runway length, that actual length we need to provide for different locality. So that correction depends on your locality, the geographical condition, its temperature condition, and its elevation condition. That condition we will discuss as our correction in our basic runway length. Okay, so what are the correction for the basic runway length? The first is your correction for elevation. This is very important correction. As the elevation increases, the air density reduces. This in turn reduces the lift of the wing of the aircraft, and the aircraft require the greater speed. To achieve the greater speed, longer length of runway is required. We know that if your land is situated at a higher altitude, then the density gets decreases as we go up, and as the density get reduces, then in order to achieve the greater lift, your aircraft need to travel at a much faster speed, and traveling with a much faster speed require a greater length of runway, and that greater length of runway is known as your modified runway length, and that modified runway length is basically more than that of your basic runway length. Okay, so as per the ICAO, what is this ICAO? This ICAO stands for the International Civil Aviation Organization. It is an international organization which looks into matter regarding the construction, operation and maintenance of the air aviation authority. Okay, so as per the ICAO recommendation, this basic runway length, this is very important, this basic runway length should be increased at the rate of 7% per 300 meter rise in elevation above the mean sea level. So your basic runway length should be increased by 7% for each 300 meter rise in elevation above the mean sea level. Okay, so if suppose your mean sea level is at 0 point and your actual elevation of the site is around 500 meter above the mean sea level, so you should apply the correction as 7% of the basic runway length per 300 meter rise in elevation. That you should increase your basic runway length by certain amount, and that amount is 7% per 300 meter rise in elevation above the mean sea level. Okay, so this is about the elevation correction for elevation of the basic runway length. Okay, the second correction is your correction for temperature. This correction for temperature says that your airport reference temperature, this airport reference temperature is denoted by ART. So what is this ART? The ART is given by the formula TA plus Tm minus TA upon 3. So what is this TA? TA is basically your monthly mean of average daily temperature of the hottest month. So for a given 12 month in a year, what is the hottest month you need to find out, and for the hottest month you need to estimate the two data. The first is the the daily maximum temperature, and the second data is your daily average temperature, and you should take the data for all the days in the given hottest month. These two data, that is the maximum temperature and the average temperature, you need to calculate, and then you need to find out what is the average daily temperature of the hottest month of the year, and then you need to calculate what is the average monthly temperature of the maximum daily temperature in the hottest month. Okay, so likewise you will calculate TA and TM, and then by substituting the formula ART equal to TA plus TM minus TA by 3, so that temperature will act as your airport reference temperature. That reference temperature will act as your reference point. Above this, if your temperature raises, then you need to maintain some correction. So the airport reference temperature will act as your benchmark, that this is the temperature for the ideal condition, for the basic runway length condition. And if your temperature increases above or decreases below that temperature, then you need to apply the correction, and the formula for the correction of what amount, that we will discuss. As the airport reference temperature rises, the same effect as that in a rise in elevation, that is, if the temperature rises, then density of the air will go on reducing, and then in order to achieve the lift, your aircraft should need to move at a higher speed, and that will require the higher length. Okay, so according to the ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization, the runway length, basic runway length after being corrected for the elevation, so the runway length after being corrected for the elevation, that you need to apply the correction for the elevation, and then whatever the new basic length you need to apply, you get whatever new basic runway length you get after applying the correction for elevation, on that length you will apply the correction for temperature. So the correction for temperature will apply after we apply the correction for correction in elevation in our basic runway length. Okay, so this correction for the basic runway length after being corrected for the correction for elevation should further be increased by 1% for each 1 degree rise in airport reference temperature above the standard atmospheric temperature at that condition. So this will be my airport reference temperature, and there is certain standard temperature for a given location of aircraft. That standard temperature is given by the formula 15 degrees centigrade minus 0.0065 into elevation of site above the mean sea level. Okay, so in this way we will got the standard temperature, and in our question either this airport reference temperature is given or this data TA and TM will be given in your question. You need to calculate this airport reference temperature, and for a given elevation of site you need to calculate this standard temperature. Then you need to find out what is the difference, and then the correction will be applied as 1% for each 1 degree rise in temperature above the airport reference temperature and the standard temperature. Okay, now here I have taken a point. This is very important point, and this trick you should also apply while solving a numerical, that as per the ICAO recommendation, the total correction for elevation plus temperature, that is, you should apply the correction for elevation and for the temperature, and whatever the total correction you are getting, that total correction should not exceed the 35% of your basic runway length. Okay, so what will be your new length and what will be your original basic runway length, you need to find out the percentage change in a length, and that percentage change in length after correction for the elevation and temperature should not be greater than 35%. Okay, so this is about the correction for elevation and correction for temperature. From the next topic we will discuss the Now let us solve a brief numerical regarding the calculation of airport reference temperature. Okay, so the question says the data for the hottest month of the year is as follows. For the hottest month of the year, let us suppose it is June month. For the June month, the data is being given as maximum daily temperature is given as 43.72 degree, and mean of the average daily temperature is given as 20.32 degrees centigrade. So what is your airport reference temperature? You need to find out. So this airport reference temperature is given by TA plus Tm minus Ta upon 3. Okay, so Ta is the average of the mean monthly temperature of the hottest month of the year, and Tm is the mean of the maximum temperature of the hottest month of the year. So this Ta is given as your 20.32 plus Tm is given as 43.72 minus 20.32 divided by 3. Okay, so now I'm going to solve 43.72 minus 20.32 divided by 3 plus 20.32. The result I am getting as 21.12 degrees centigrade. So this is my airport reference temperature. Okay. So in this way, a small numerical can be asked for the calculation of airport reference temperature. Okay. So from the next topic, we will discuss the third correction, that is correction for gradient, and thereafter we will solve a numerical based on correction of length of basic runway length. Okay. So that's all.